Good afternoon. I'm Alexander Dudek. Russia's re-election of Putin, another bombing in Austin, and March Madness gets wild. All this and more on today's Franciscan Beat News Brief. Crown of Creation will be having a culture project talk this evening at 7:30 in the Gentile Gallery, and a table about the culture project talk in the J.C. Williams Center tomorrow. Dustin Hook, the bassist of country band Dan and Shay, decided on his 30th birthday in November of 2017 that he wanted to give back in commemoration of his celebration. So recently, the Wexford resident used his Fender endorsement connections to have 30 new guitars shipped from a Los Angeles warehouse to Pittsburgh area middle and high school music departments. President Donald Trump's plan to combat opioid drug addiction nationwide calls for stiffer penalties for drug traffickers, including the death penalty where appropriate under the current law. It's a fate for drug dealers that Trump, who aims to be seen as tough on crime, has been highlighting publicly in recent weeks. Trump also wants Congress to pass legislation reducing the amount of drugs needed to trigger mandatory minimum sentences for traffickers who knowingly distribute certain illicit opioids. Texas's capital city of Austin was rocked by the fourth bombing this month, which injured 2 people. Police Chief Brand Manley says it was caused by a tripwire, which showed a different level of skill than the package bombs used in the previous 3 attacks. At a news conference after Sunday's blast, Manley repeated his public warning for people to not pick up or approach suspicious packages. Vladimir Putin now has a stronger hold on Russia and a stronger place in the world thanks to an overwhelming mandate for yet another term as president. His domestic opponents are largely resigned to another 6 years in the shadows after he won over 90% of the votes in Russia. Emergency crews in Croatia struggled to contain a swollen river that reached record levels southeast of Zagreb Monday, while soldiers distributed food and drinking water to a section of Albania that has been flooded for 2 weeks. Croatian authorities said the Zava River by the town of Jasenovac exceeded the highest level previously recorded by some 10 centimeters. About a dozen houses in a nearby village were cut off. In sports, a memorable yet zany first 2 rounds, even by March Madness standards, set up what could be another wild 2 weekends in a tournament where anything can become reality. Nevada completed an amazing comeback versus number 2 Cincinnati, leaving their entire region without a top 4 seed in the Sweet 16 for the first time in tournament history. The 16-seed winner UMBC fell short in its attempt to extend its historic run as underdog darlings, failing to make the Sweet 16. That, along with powerhouse North Carolina being eliminated in their own state by Texas A&M, capped off a brilliant first weekend in this college basketball tournament. In weather today, a high of 54 degrees with a low of 32 degrees and partially cloudy skies. For Franciscan Beat, I'm Alexander Dudek.